Hi everyone, it is a new month and you know what that means. We have a new exclusive bundle from Nails Truly & Co. We have this little cat sticker, which is definitely an indicator for what is in this exclusive bundle. So here's the bag. Everything that is included in the exclusive bundle is in this adorable bag, and it says I'm a Swiftie. And if you couldn't tell, it is a Taylor Swift bag and I'm so excited. And the first thing that we have in here, I love how it has a little extra goodies. We have some scrunchies here, and the colors are definitely Taylor Swift. So we have the white Tortured Poets, we have Lover Pink, and Speak Now is purple. And then we have this bag would not be complete without a friendship bracelet, which I love it. It is the Speak Now, and we're pulling in the purple beads as well, but I love the touch of the friendship bracelet. Definitely gonna have to rock that. And then we have two exclusive dips. I love the name. We have Down Bad and the Black Dog, and those are all titles from the new Tortured Poets Department album. And then the exclusive always comes with a cuticle oil. This time I really like the packaging of the bottle. This is the bottle that has like the dabber on it, which I love so much, and it smells so good. So the moment you've been waiting for is the decals, and I really like them. I feel like they're like the perfect touch of Taylor Swift because they still are wearable, not only if you like Taylor Swift, but there are some floral prints in here. If you haven't already kind of put the pieces together, these decals are very Tortured Poets Department era, and I love it. They're very beautiful, from the colors to just like the creativity behind each decal sheet. I really love these. And if you are going to any of the concerts, especially when she comes back to the US, you definitely want to rock some of these new Tortured Poet Department eras because she did add that set list to the concert. If you are not familiar with the concert is 3.5 hours. It's amazing. I have watched every single one. We are on like the 106th show right now. I watch like grainy live streams. I am definitely that girl, but overall, I just love the theme of this. So many goodies, and you can still grab this right now, which is fantastic. All right, so we're diving right in. We're doing a set of press-ons today. We're gonna do the gel method, and we're gonna dive into the first color called the Black Dog, which I love that song. Now there's different variants of the new album, and the Black Dog is the one that I selected. So this title right here is near and dear to my heart. But this color, it is everything. And right now you can see we have some great coverage, and that is something that I love and can appreciate from Nails Truly & Co. is the coverage. I did a video about 2 weeks ago, and we did a really fun, like simple, kind of like country chic 4th of July style mani, and you could totally see the coverage was phenomenal, especially when we were diving into that red. But I love how the colors perform and just the coverage and the quality of these powders. They're buttery soft, and you can see here we do not have any like patchiness, streakiness, or anything like that. It is fully full coverage. So if you already have that strength buildup, these powders are perfect, especially if you just want like a very like muted neutral, kind of like with a slight shimmer background, because you're going to do some nail art on top of it. You could easily get away with one coat. So when we're working with the gel method, I just like to make sure I'm doing very thin coats, and then after we dip and make sure everything is completely flat, right here you can see I do spend some time making sure everything is perfectly flat. I will cure each nail for a full 30 seconds. And then once it's cured, we will dust off, and then we can go in with another layer of your gel base. The gel base that we're using right now is from Sundara Nails. It is a HEMA 21 free formula. It's very gentle. If you ever experience a gel allergy, that would be a great option for you to try. Plus the consistency is very thin, which makes it really easy when you are making press-ons because you're getting very thin layers in between each dip, and everything kind of just like melts down to the nail. So you're really keeping that shape. That's something really important, is that you really want to keep the shape of that nail, especially when you are making a press-on. That's why you see me going in and just making sure everything is laying super flat between each coat. That is something that I really try to focus on because I just want to make sure we are keeping that shape of the nail. So you can see the difference here of the 2 dips versus 1. So I did the rest of the dips off camera just to save some time with that color, the Black Dog, and I love it so much. It is definitely the perfect Tortured Poets Department. And now we're moving into Down Bad, which this color right here, it is really pretty, and you're going to see it come to life even more. I mean, it's totally beautiful right here on its own, but it's really gonna take a life on its own with that second coat because it gets a little bit darker, and I really like it. It's kind of like a darker mauve, but yet it's not so like too harsh of a dark mauve. It's really pretty. I really like it, and I love the coverage as well. And it also does carry through that little bit of shimmer, but I really like it. It's kind of like a dusty mulberry, I guess is what you could call this, but I really think it complements the decals. It also kind of complements the like whole entire theme of this. So I really love the whole play of the colors and the decals. Everything from like, again, like that bracelet that you saw in the beginning, and just the cuticle oil and just like the art behind everything. I love it so much. If you're not a Swiftie and you do the monthly exclusive, you do have an option to skip a month. So that is definitely a plus when it comes to Nails Truly & Co. That if a theme, when you're seeing the emails or you're seeing some of the sneak peeks, if that's a theme that you know like you're not going to want to rock, you can definitely skip that. Otherwise, if you don't want to do the monthly, you can always go ahead and just grab whatever bag that your heart desires. So the rest of the dips are done off camera. Filing and buffing was super easy. Just the traditional buffing and filing that I normally do. I'm just cleaning up the sidewalls and the free edge, and that is all I'm doing. I did not need to buff directly on the top of this nail because we did very thin layers of that gel base and we made sure everything was laying super flat before we cured. So in the end result, made it very easy for me for filing and buffing. So now it's time to get into the decals. So I'm gonna do a layer of gel base on all of the nails, and we're gonna go ahead and make sure we're doing a very thin layer, and then we're gonna cure for 30 seconds. Now I did the rest of the nails off camera, and now we're gonna go ahead and do decals. So we did some room temperature water, and I did a little bit of acetone here in this little cup. That is like my key to making a decal lay super flat. We have a flat brush. We're getting the tweezers ready here, and we're going to be playing with 2 different sheets today, and we're going to just tie it into a Tortured Poets Department mani here. So I like to go ahead and get everything I need for my decal placement ready before I start. So I have my decals lined up, and we're going to go ahead and place that first decal in the water. And again, that is room temperature water. I'm going to speed it up here a little bit, but that decal was in there for about 15 seconds. And then to get that backing paper off the decal, I like to use a jelly stamper. This step is totally optional. I just find it's very easy to remove that backing with a jelly stamper. If you've never worked with decals before, decals are very delicate paper. So if you are removing that with your hand, you could easily kind of distort that image. So I find the jelly stamper is a little bit easier. Plus, I use the jelly stamper to kind of just like get a good idea of where I want that decal. Now I do have a little bit of wiggle room here with that layer of gel base that's cured. It kind of gives me a tacky surface for the decal, but yet I can gently slide around that decal as well to get it exactly where I want it here before we go ahead and kind of just melt this decal into the nail. So now that the decal is exactly where I want it, taking the flat brush here, dipping it into the acetone, and I always dab off that brush before we go into that decal here, and I am just with the lightest touch ever. I'm feathering out those sides, any lines or wrinkles that are in this decal as well. I'm just feathering the brush right over them, and those are dissipating, and this decal is now becoming one with the nail. Now if you get the decal on the nail and there's no air bubbles or anything like that and it's completely flat, then you can go ahead and just seal it in with a layer of gel base. But I really like to use the acetone, and the best luck that I have with the acetone is that brand, the Onyx brand. It is the pure acetone. It is the white formula. That one works wonders with decals. Now that the decal's dry, I'm going to go ahead and tap that down, making sure it is completely flat. Make sure you do that step when that decal is dry. Otherwise, if you are tapping down, you will start lifting up that decal. And then to seal it in right away, to make sure that it does not start popping up, I'm going to go ahead and seal it in with a layer of gel base and cure for 30 seconds. And we're going to continue the same process here. We're going to place the decals in room temperature water. I always go ahead and dab off that decal. You can see right there, once I remove the backing, I did dab that decal on that paper towel just to make sure I was removing any extra water that may be lingering. If you ever put a decal on the nail and you're really having it kind of struggle kind of taking shape with the nail or even sticking down, you might actually have too much water on it, and the water layer barrier on the back of the decal, trying to adhere to that nail, is going to really get that decal to not lay completely flat. It's also going to give you a lot of air bubbles, so just keep that in mind. But if I really like to use that layer of gel base first that's cured. Otherwise, if you want like an extreme sticky layer, you could always use transfer foil glue as well. Do a very thin layer of that, cure that for 60 seconds, and then you're gonna get like the ultimate sticky tacky layer on that nail. The only thing is, if you do that step with the transfer foil glue, you want to make sure you are placing that decal exactly where you want it, because you are not going to have that wiggle room like you see here. How right now I'm moving that typewriter around and just getting it exactly where I wanted. You are not going to have that leeway when you use transfer foil glue. Wherever you place that decal, that is where it's going to stick, because if you move that around, you are going to rip and tear and just completely destroy that delicate decal. But I will say right here, this is kind of like a full coverage decal here, and I'm just trimming up that extra decal that was kind of hanging over the sides there. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go in with the acetone, and then to really make sure any of that extra decal that's kind of hanging over the side, I'm just going to go ahead right there and rub it on the sidewalls and the free edge, and that's just going to go ahead and get rid of any extra decal that is hanging off that sides. Again, we want to make sure we are spending time cleaning that up, because we want to keep that shape of the nail. But I love this typewriter so much. If you have not seen the Fortnite music video, definitely check it out. She's like in this typewriter scene with Post Malone, and I just love this typewriter. It just speaks to me when it comes to Torture Poet's Department. But I love the play of the splash of colors with the flowers. So now right here, this accent nail would not be complete if we did not have the Tortured Poets symbol here. So that's what we're going to be adding to this nail right here. It says the Tortured Poets Department on here, and it says when it was established. So overall, so fun. But if you are a Swiftie, this is definitely a must-have. And if you get this kit and you don't do dip powders, you can do this over your nail polish. You can do this over your gel polish. You don't necessarily have to do it over the acrylic powder or the dip powders. You can do it over any nail polish. Again, just go ahead and protect it with a top coat. But overall, so fun. If you are going to any of the concerts, you definitely need this in your life. But overall, so fun. If you did get January's pack, I know this month or this year with Nails Truly, Taylor Swift's kind of been a big thing. January, we had all the eras. And then when Torture Poets Department came out, she had to do this. And it's just so fun. The January exclusive bundle was a fan favorite. That sold out. And then if this sells out, I believe you still can get the decals, but the dips may range, because once the dips are gone, they're just gone. But she can reprint the decals, so just keep that in mind. If this is something you're eyeing out, do not sleep on it. Do not hesitate. Definitely grab it. You don't need to subscribe monthly. You can just grab it as the exclusive bundle. And don't forget, you can always use a discount code as well. I do not make anything off my discount code. It is purely a thank you to you, just to save a little bit of money on some really awesome decals. Now, if Taylor Swift is not your thing and you're just here to see some powders in action and you're here to see some decals and tips and tricks, there are tons of other decals that Nails Truly has to offer. You're definitely going to find something that catches your eye. So we're just wrapping up here with the last feather pen on the pinky nail here, and I'm just making sure all those lines and wrinkles are completely gone. And we're going to seal it in with a layer of gel base, and I am curing for 30 seconds. And to finish off this set today, we're going to go in with the final step. That is our top coat, and we're just doing a layer on each nail, and then we're going to cure for 60 seconds. Make sure you do cap your free edge as well. So I cured for 60 seconds. Here's the finished set. I love it so much. I think everything about this whole theme was fantastic. The hardest part for me was to pick what decals I wanted to incorporate in this set today, because I wanted to use them all, but I really love how this turned out. It has definitely given me all those Tortured Poets vibes, and I could not be more excited about this exclusive bundle. And you can the color scheme is perfect, and I love how we still have that touch of color pulling through, and it just really kind of just makes that pop. But you can see here, this decal is laying super flat to the nail, and we do not have any air bubbles or lifting or anything like that. it is truly one with the nail, and that is why I love Nails Truly & Co. decals. They are very high quality, but yet super beginner friendly and easy to use. And I could not be more excited about how this turned out. So everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one.